Let's get ready to rumble. Hell yeah. And gentlemen, start your engines. Get right after. Whoa. Yeehaw! We'll fire up the old link belt. You kind of give her a little throttle. She usually skips the first time, as such, and then she catches. Skip twice today. Oh well, it's been doing that for a decade. She always fires up though. Always fires up. How are we doing on fuel? And 2 bars. Yee. I gonna need fuel. Gosh darn it. Oh well. My thought here is I can fill one, pull it ahead, fill the other until people get here. Maybe when I pull over to the side here, park one on one side of the machine, one on the other, swing one way to fill, swing the other way, fill the other one, then empty them both. Oh, the old girl's a little smoky this morning. I don't know if you guys can see. I think it's an Isuzu motor, something like that. And the old link belt. I don't know, you guys tell me. Good morning, guys. Welcome back to another day of hauling sand manure. I am Dolan. This is Armson Farms, Footlong Farmer YouTube channel. Thanks for watching. Happy Halloween. Spooky season is upon us. Although it's supposed to be another 70-degree day, which is hilarious to me. When we were kids, it was like snow on the ground in our costumes. Now it's 70, so I can get down with it. No issues from my end on that. So we've hauled a handful of loads. I am going to, Tyler had to take something over to Grandpa. He is clearing some hedgerows over at that farm where we had to put tile that we just ripped. So I'm flying solo, which is fine because we've got some general maintenance to do. I'm gonna put some grease into this slinger. Some of the tires are a little squishy. I'm gonna air them up. And that box spreader, the fix from yesterday, that rubber flap in the front's not working out. It works some loads, but for the most part it ends up leaking. So we're gonna make some calls, see if we can't find the right part for that too. So hang around here. Yeah, I just made the long track down to the shop. We filled her up with fuel, put a little grease in her. Now we're on our way back up, slow and loud, but yeah, it's a pretty little ride here. Off. My brain works in silly ways when I get bored, but what does Australian music sound like? I love the Australian accents. Can't understand a word y'all are saying, but it's pretty awesome. So anyone from Australia watching, comment an Australian band who's just a straight up rocker down there. I was just curious. My brain gets bored and I'm listening to music and I get to thinking, boy, I wonder what Australian music sounds like. Honestly, I kind of like to go to Australia. I kind of like to visit you guys. See what all you guys got going on down there. My wife went to Tasmania one time. Said it was beautiful countryside. I don't know. Maybe sometime we'll get on down to Australia. go to a live concert. See what the music sounds like. That'd be sweet. Sick, sick, sick. My brain is so dumb. Yes, I realize I'm driving through the manure. There's this hole right here where as the spreader's emptied out, it wasn't spreading as thick, so I'm trying to fill that in a little bit. So far doing it pretty successfully. Not making a total mess of things, but still don't like driving tractor through the manure, but it is what it is. As you can see, the first few loads yesterday didn't have my RPMs high enough. It looked like it was spreading even, but it was not. And when you just crack your door, it leaves it there. There's a chute underneath my hammers that's adjustable that clearly needs to be adjusted up so the hammers are closer to the bottom where it swings around, and that helps it throw it more uniform. Where if it's just if there's a big gap between the bottom of the hammers and that pan, it kind of flips it out into windrows, especially if you don't have high enough RPM. So I'll have to try to adjust that up a little bit at some point. I've done it once before. It is kind of a miserable job because most of those bolts and everything are, rusted up from living in manure. It's kind of right underneath the tray, so it's not something that's usually shiny clean, but don't really want it windrow and stuff either. So we'll put it on our to-do list to get that measured up. And we might even look into new hammers. I don't know how. I have to take a little better look at how worn down the hammers are. They're originals. We've had this slinger for 8 years. It'll be 9 years this winter. So they're probably about due, especially considering this is what it does. So, all right, guys. Well, we're gonna call it a day. We're gonna get out of here a little bit early, take the kids out trick-or-treating. So I'll show you the progress we made here. So as you can see, got a bit of a jam here. In the morning, I'm gonna move the spreader, the bale grinder, the truck. I'm gonna move all that stuff out of the way, so we got more room. Probably not walk under the dripping bucket, probably not smart. So I did that wall over there. I left a little bit right there to kind of hold the liquid that they scrape along that wall for now. So yeah, I got most of that wall done. And then I moved over here, opened up these gates. I got this section here done. Kind of broke the dam. There's a little puddle behind that lagoon that's filling it in. It's about a foot or so. It's not the end of the world. So tomorrow we'll open up the next set of gates and move down and just kind of finish getting this wall out, and we'll go from there, see what all we can figure out. Here's the shot from the other end. Kind of see how much I got cleaned out here. One thing I am going to struggle with, I have to figure out along, this outside edge, the wall is about 3 foot higher than the ground, which means this fence I can't really get over and do anything. And the corners aren't gates. The corners are solid weld. So that's going to be a problem. It's just going to be clean out what we can reach where these gates are. And then, like I said, we'll probably end up dropping a skid steer in or something at some point, or potentially getting the long arm in and just doing that like we have done with the other one. Another issue that we ran into, again, this is the first time ever cleaning sand out of this lagoon. I got to get this rake and tedder moved out of the way too. But because of where these gates are hinged, so they're hinged on the outside. They should really be hinged right on the sides, or right on the outside, and maybe staggered or something. So when you open them, you can open them all the way. Because of where the hinges are welded, this is as far open as they will go. I mean, if you fold them in, they go even less. No, this spreader is not hitting. It's close, but it's not hitting it. But that's another thing that's kind of annoying here, that we're gonna have to work through and figure out. But yeah, that's kind of just drooling over. I don't know. Again, I'll say it again. Every load that's out is another load that's out. So we can go show you guys. They poured another section of the new lagoon yesterday. We'll swing down there and show you guys that right quick before we get out of here. All right, guys, so the last time you've seen here, the wall was poured from here over to there. They just poured another section of the wall over to there. So you can see that's where the manure is going to overflow from our heifer pit and come into here through that little notch cut right there. Also, we've got backup plan where he's doing right now. There's 2 holes. So if our whole settling plan doesn't work, we're going to pipe it and plumb it right in there. But you can see they're getting the rebar set up on the floor, and the walls are pretty well wrapped up. Sorry guys, it was windier and heck out there. I just hopped back in my truck. But yeah, this is where the ramp is going to be, and it looks like they got the rebar pretty well wrapped up. It looks like they're going to start forming that up next. They're putting the forms over there, so that'll be nice to get that up and rolling. And then maybe they'll finish, again, I don't know the order, but clearly the wall is next. The wall for the ramp is next, I mean. So pretty exciting. Seems like it's just taking forever, but it's a big project and a whole lot of concrete. So yeah, that's the update on that. Anyways, guys, I hope you guys all have a good Halloween. Those of you with kids can get out there and go trick-or-treating. And one thing I'm going to implement with my kids this year, I'm going to start teaching them about taxes. And depending on how much candy they get, I'm going to take between 30 and 50% of the candy as a tax. It's a lesson. It's a life lesson. We're going to teach them how the world works. Daddy tax. Candy's coming to me. So pretty jacked up about that. In this form of government, taxes are paid in the form of Tootsie Rolls and Snickers. Those are what the government prefers, me being the government. So pretty excited for Halloween night. Hope you guys have a lot of fun with your kids. If you don't have kids, if you're young, go out, party, have some fun at a Halloween party. I was actually thinking about that earlier. I mean, would have been 11 years ago now. 11 years ago, Halloween night. SUNY Cobleskill, obviously. Thirsty Thursdays, obviously. Went to Locomotions, had a heck of a Halloween party. And that was the first time, it's not the first time I met my wife, but she gave me a ride home. I was unable to drive due to an illness that I got at Locomotions on Halloween night. So, yeah, Halloween night, she might not even remember, I'll have to ask her, was the first night that she came and picked me up. Oh yeah, here we are 11 years later. That was actually obviously before we were even dating. So Halloween, awesome night. So yeah, those of you guys who have no kids, go out and have some fun. Old people, do what you want, have some fun, hand out candy, that's always fun. One of my goals when my kids are old and gone, I'm just gonna try to scare the hell out of kids at my house. That's my ultimate goal. That's just, that's kind of the kind of human that I am. So anyways, rambling here, guys. Happy Halloween. Thanks for watching. Hit that like and subscribe button. We will see you guys tomorrow. Tomorrow being Friday. It's finally Friday. we'll sing that in the morning for you guys. Something to look forward to. Thanks for watching, guys. See you in the next one.